Okay, last week I started a list of some things, some topics to go over that I thought would be some good information to highlight for the videos. And one would just be sort of the operation of this particular hammer or any mechanical that's similar to it. So this is a 250-pound little giant, which you can see on the flywheel. That's how all these are marked. And it's what I like about this is it's you can run them on a single phase motor. So this is a 7.5 horse motor, single phase, which is nice for this shop because I don't have 3-phase here. And you can also use a 10, which is the one that was on it before. And if you walk around to this side, you can see how it's set up on the motor mount. Now, I didn't build that. That's the way it came from Jeff Fetty out in West Virginia, who's where I bought this hammer back about 7 years ago. And it's got a jack shaft on it. So I don't know. All the ones that I had before this hammer, I never used the jack shaft. I just used the pulley coming directly off the motor to regulate the speed that it was turning the, I don't know if you want to call that the clutch wheel or whatever. Anyway, so we can walk around this way. You kind of take a look here. And if you look from the back, you can see that this has the wood blocks. So when I step on the pedal, it pushes the yoke back, and it's a tapered clutch, and it grabs or engages the flywheel. And as I mentioned before, like it's really important that you get good activation when you press on that foot pedal to make this spin properly. And you don't want it to stick, but you don't want it to slip either. Sometimes a tiny bit of slippage is nice. Anyway, so we walk around this way, and there's a couple different ways you can use the treadle. Now you can not have a wood block underneath your foot and just kind of balance, which is what I do. So I'll grab a pair of tongs. Just imagine I'm holding a piece of steel. So I kind of just balance myself out, and I don't use a block underneath my foot like I know a lot of people do, where I'm going to go like this. So you would put this here. That way you kind of have a pivot point with your toe, and you don't need to balance yourself. Either way is fine. I just kind of got used to not using something under my foot, and now I kind of like it. So you can also, I know a lot of people rig up a brake, which basically goes around the top of the hammer, and when you step on the treadle, it releases the brake, and when you let off the treadle, like let's say you wanted to get some tooling ready to put underneath here, so you would press this, and the brake would go loose, and then when you let off, it would hold the hammer in its top position so you can put the tools underneath. I don't want to have a brake on this. I just tease it up with my foot now that I've gotten used to it. And then you should probably use tongs and things to put them in there. But anyway, so you can put your tools in there, or get your punch ready. And let's say you've got a hammer you're holding, and you tease it up, and you get your tools in, and then you you step down on the treadle. So you can go light blows on this. It depends on how hard you push it down. The harder you push down, the harder the hammer is going to hit. So you can go really light. That would be if I were forging like 1/2 inch material. Now if you want to go heavy, just press it harder. So now I've got all that oil on the guy that I was talking about that I don't like having on there, because when the scale gets mixed in with that, it leaves little pock marks in the die. So that's really all there is to it. You know, I prefer, like I said, not having a brake, because you can finesse the hammer up and tease it up with your foot and get your things underneath. You know, take things, if you've got stuff underneath here and you need to clear it out with your tongs, you tease it up, grab what you want, set it here, and then let it drop back down. I'm not advocating against the brake. I just got used to it without a brake, so that's how I prefer to use it. But both ways are fine. I mean, it kind of just depends on what you get used to.